So the kid is not supposed to do the kid stuff. The kid is not supposed to do the things that pleases him or her. The kid is expected to do the things that pleases the narcissistic parent. I know, I mean, it's pretty one way, it's sad, it's very cruel, but none of it really, affects the narcissistic parent. They are like those ruthless, slave owners, yeah. And they will do anything, up their sleeve to harvest the supply out of you. Hey everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about, some of the phrases that narcissistic parents use to shame their children. And before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. So we know who these narcissistic parents are. They are narcissistic individuals who choose to you can say monetize or use their procreation ability, yeah. And they you can say are not like those healthy individuals who start family for altruistic reasons out of love. No, these narcissistic individuals choose to become parent because they want return, financial gain, emotional supply, some kind of return they want, yeah. And that's the reason they get into this procreation thing. They don't do it for altruistic reasons, yeah. Healthy parents choose to start family for altruistic reasons out of love. They don't have any expectations from their children. They want their children to be healthy, fit and fine, and do whatever is best for them. That's it. Healthy parents set their children free. Healthy parents don't guilt trip their children, don't shame their children. They don't do any of the wrong stuffs with their children. They do the best they can, and then they set their children free, and they tell their children that now it's your time, your life is your making, go ahead and do whatever you like, yeah. Let me plan for my retirement, let me plan things for my old age. That's how things are in a healthy setup. But with narcissistic parents, they will never set you free. They will guilt trip you, they will shame you. And the entire idea behind guilt tripping and shaming is to have you on hook, yeah, to train you into submitting 100%, to train you into total submission, to train you to betray your own self and prioritize them and keep serving them. That's the only objective of every narcissistic relationship, to betray your own self. The victim betrays himself or herself and prioritizes the narcissist and narcissist feeling, emotion, everything. So these narcissistic parents are big time into shaming their children, and the entire idea behind shaming their children is to in a way handicap their children. They don't want their children to grow up in a healthy manner. They want their children to be dependent on them and forever seek their counsel, guidance, validation and approval. They do this with regular gaslighting, emotional blackmail. They have a lot of tricks up their sleeve. Now coming to the phrases that is used commonly by these narcissistic parents to shame their children. The number one phrase that we get to hear quite often in a narcissistic household by these narcissistic parents is that why can't you be like your brother or sister, yeah. They compare you, they create an invisible competition. And what this does is, I mean, this phrase does is that it causes a feeling of inadequacy in the children, yeah. Inadequacy and comparison, leading to sibling rivalry, low self-worth, low self-esteem, constantly in that fight and flight mode. I need to do more and more and more to win my parents love and all of that BS, yeah. So narcissistic parents really don't care what their action is causing to their children. They really don't care, and this is because of extreme sense of entitlement and lack of empathy. They really don't care how their words and actions are hurting and affecting the child. That's something which they are not interested in. All what they are interested in is total submission, 100% devotion, dedication. The kid is 100% loyal, and the kid is doing anything and everything in his or her capacity to fulfill my dreams and desires. The kid is ready to do anything to please me and make me feel good, make me feel good as a parent, yeah, make me feel good as a human. Yeah, so the kid is not supposed to do the kid stuff. The kid is not supposed to do the things that pleases him or her. The kid is expected to do the things that pleases the narcissistic parent. I know, I mean, it's pretty one way, it's sad, it's very cruel, but none of it really, affects the narcissistic parent. They are like those ruthless, slave owners, yeah. And they will do anything, up their sleeve to harvest the supply out of you by blackmailing you, by emotionally tormenting you, silent treatment, triangulating things, manipulating you, withholding their love and affection. They will do every dirty thing that you can think of to have you on hook and to keep you forever compliant, yeah, to them. The other phrase narcissistic parents use to shame their children is, you always mess everything up, you're a royal mess, you mess things up, you can never do things right, you're so messy. And this basically instills a belief in personal incompetence and fear of failure. So the kid grows up believing that I'm good for nothing, I'm not good enough, I can never do things right, yeah. And the kid is scared of failure. In a healthy setup, you are given the room to learn from your mistakes, yeah. Mistakes and failures are not sin, yeah, they are like building blocks. They teach you a lot of things. I learned a lot of things from my mistakes and failure. And I think everyone should be open to make mistakes and learn from their mistakes. But in a narcissistic household, everything is controlled, everything is monitored, everything is decided beforehand, yeah. And you just have to follow the orders and do the things the way how they approve of, or the way how they expect or want out of you. You cannot go out of your way and do things your way. No, that's not an option, yeah. So narcissistic parents use these kind of phrases to shun you, to ruin your self-esteem, self-worth, to ruin your confidence, and to instill a kind of a fear towards failure, yeah. Let me do the things the way how my narcissistic parents want me to do, because if I do things my way, and god forbid if I fail, I mean, I will be, treated very badly. And kids don't want that. Yeah, they want their parents' love, affection, care, attention. Yeah, they don't want mistreatment from their parent, because kids need love, support, motivation, encouragement. Yeah. And when you are a child, when you are young, you really don't feel good when you are treated with silent treatment, when you are ignored, when you are not loved, when love and affection is withheld. You really feel miserable. So with such kind of an environment, the kids learn that, let me not go out there and do mistake and fail and learn from all of those things. Instead, let me do the things the way how my narcissistic parents want, so that I can get that steady love, affection from them. Yeah, all of it is not withheld. Yeah. So narcissistic parents, have a lot of tricks, let me tell you. And, it's very difficult to, come out of that narcissistic system. Yeah, I mean, even if you go no contact, if you take help of boundaries, if you emotionally distance yourself, they know what buttons to press to get a reaction out of you. Yeah. And how do they know about the buttons? Because they are the ones who install the button inside of you. They are the ones who created you, who programmed you, who conditioned you, who brainwashed you in a certain way. And it's very easy for them to get a reaction from you. They can easily loop you back in. They can easily get a reaction out of you. They can easily ruin your day. They can easily ruin your life. Yeah. I mean, the only thing that worked in my case was that I went 100% no contact. I changed my number, I went no contact. And that's how I was able to have some amount of mental peace. That's how I was able to work on my own self. Yeah. because they might not be around you, but one phone call, one text message, they know how to trigger you. They know how to mess you, psychologically and mentally. They are very good in doing that. Plus, you have a relationship with them. They are your caregiver. And by default, we tend to prioritize our caregiver. Yeah, that's how we are designed, and that's how we are raised, and that's how society conditions us, yeah, to prioritize the caregiver. But when our caregivers are abusive, toxic, it's a nightmare. The other phrase narcissistic parents use to shame their children is that, no one will ever love you if you keep acting like that. Yeah. And, they say this, with a lot of, aggression. They say this with a lot of anger, contemptuousness, and vindictiveness. No one is going to love you if you're going to keep doing, things this way. No one is going to love you if you don't listen to, the things that I tell you. Yeah, you will just be alone. You will be left alone. No one will be there around you. So these narcissistic parents basically create fear of abandonment and a deep sense of unworthiness in their children with these phrases. Yeah, if you will not do this, if you are going to keep doing things this way, you will be alone. No one will love you. And as kids, we buy all of the things that is said to us. And we start feeling scared. We start feeling scared of being abandoned and being alone. Yeah. And as a result of which we comply, as a result of which we become a doormat, we become an emotional toilet, we become a people pleaser. Yeah. And with these gaslighting phrases, there is a sense of unworthiness that grows inside of us, and we genuinely begin to believe that I need to do a lot more to be loved. I cannot be loved for who I am. Yeah, I cannot be loved if I do things my way. I need to be the version that they want. Yeah, I need to be the version that serves them, that pleases them, and only then I will be loved. Yeah, so we tend to grow up and we tend to develop a lot of wrong belief system. Yeah. And as a result of which we keep experiencing the same shit again and again. We keep attracting toxic people, toxic friends, toxic lovers, and that's how we are groomed to fail and not thrive. The other phrase narcissistic parents use to shame their children is, you're such a disappointment, you're such a disgrace. And what this does is that this leads to chronic low self-esteem and a sense of failure. I'm worthless, I can never do things right. I need to do more. Maybe I should stop using my mind. Maybe I should just do what my mother tells me. Maybe I should just do what my father tells me. I shouldn't put in my mind and effort. Yeah, let me just do the way how he wants or she wants. Yeah. And this leads to chronic low self-esteem, because every time you tried doing things your way, or if you tried leading things, yeah, in a certain way, you were shunned, you were shamed, you were belittled, you were minimized, you were gaslit. And all of those bad stuff does is that it instills this chronic low self-esteem inside of you. Yeah, no matter what I do, it's always wrong, it's always messy. So let me not do things my way. Let me do things the way it pleases my narcissistic parent. The other phrase narcissistic parents use to shame their children is, I can't believe you are my child. Yeah. And what this does is that it fosters a profound sense of rejection and identity confusion. Yeah, because you also begin to doubt your own self. Am I that bad? How can I do this? How can I just be a disgrace to my mother? How can I be a disgrace to my father? Yeah, because the way how they gaslight you by using these phrases, I can't believe you are my child, I can't believe you are doing things this way, I just can't believe you're my son, you can never do things right. When I was of your age, I used to do things perfectly, and look at you, you can never do anything right. And I just wonder if you are at all my child. Yeah. So these, phrases have a lot of, impact on the child. The self-worth, self-esteem is crushed. Your confidence is crushed. You grow up with this profound sense of rejection. Yeah. That I'm not good enough. No matter what I did, you know I was unable to please my narcissistic parent. You tend to have a lot of identity confusion because of this. Yeah. You tend to feel, uh, am I that bad? Am I a worthless piece of shit? Because I'm never ever able to make my father happy. I'm never ever able to make my mother happy. Yeah. And they are all the time upset with me. No matter what I do, they are upset with me. Yeah. And you start doubting your own self. You start believing that the problem is with you and not them. Yeah. Whereas in we know where does the actual problem lie. It's with them. They are problematic individuals. They are insane individuals. Narcissistic parents are horrendous individuals. Yeah. So we tend to believe that the problem is with me. I'm good for nothing, and let me just comply, let me just do things their way. And the last phrase narcissistic parents use to shame their children is, you'll never amount to anything, you'll reach nowhere, you are good for nothing, you will never be able to achieve anything, you're worthless. And what this does is that it destroys your motivation and ambition, resulting in a lack of confidence in one's own ability. Yeah. You tend to doubt your own ability, you tend to doubt your own self, and as a result of which you keep failing, you keep repeating the same mistake again and again. And you become a disabled individual. You cannot function without their instruction. Yeah. Without their validation, approval, instruction, you are simply unable to function all by yourself. Yeah. So narcissistic parents are extremely damaging. They handicap you, they damage you, they literally destroy you, so that you are unable to survive all by yourself. You are unable to live an independent life. Yeah. And that's how they cripple you, that's how they enslave you, that's how they keep you on hook till the time they are alive. Yeah. By constantly gaslighting, shaming you, invalidating you, minimizing you. And it's not something which happens in the adulthood. They treat you that way since your childhood. Yeah. And as a result of which you are very timid, scared, you don't believe your own self, you are scared of losing them, losing their love and affection, and as a result of which you just become like a doormat. Yeah. You just become like a carpet under their feet. Yeah. So that they can run all over you, and maybe in the end throw some crumbs at you. Yeah. So yes, these were a couple of phrases that narcissistic parents use to shame their children. In case if you would like to add in something, you can always comment below. Till then, take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you. Bye.